What's happening, fam? L.A.R. movement still moving. Book is entitled Lessons from a Non-Custodial Father at Amazon, Kindle, and Create Space. The link will be in the description box below. As usual, go get it. PayPal link there also. They asked me to put it up, so I put it up. Thanks everybody for supporting. This video is entitled, Were You a Fool or Were They a Fool? We got this weird thing in society where if you stick your neck out for somebody, you look at as stupid. And at the same time, if you stab somebody in the back, you're looked at as intelligent, tactical. But I gotta ask the question. Are you a fool or were they a fool? Were you a fool for helping a person? Or were they a fool for stabbing you in the back? You know, I was talking to my son about something similar earlier today. Sometimes you like doing certain things because it's who you are. And don't change who you are because people are ungrateful or trying to use you and manipulate you. Just don't do it for them. Still be you. You can do it for somebody else. Somebody else might appreciate it or somebody else might need it. You know, let a person, cut off their own nose to spite their face. Let them dig their own grave. I don't believe that a person is a fool for being a good person or doing right by a person or doing something good for a person. You know, without an agenda or any expectation of being able to hold it over their head. Because everybody's going to need help at some point in life. Everybody's going to need somebody to help them, somebody to love them, somebody to believe in them, somebody to be in their corner and have their back. That's just what I know in my lifetime. But I do also know that people look at that like, oh, I'm gonna come up on that. So were you a fool for helping people, or they a fool for disrespecting the help? Personally, the way I look at it is, if you're a giver and you're giving to people and you get played, it's gonna hurt. It's gonna suck. It might even harden your heart for a time. But it's better to say that person completely scratched off the list. Now I'm gonna open myself up and be me and move on. Then the other person. See, the person that, ooh man, I'm about to do them dirty. I'm gonna come up. Here's a problem. Small world. You burn a whole lot of bridges. And when a person thinks somebody's foolish for doing something good for them, you run out of people who are going to do good for you. And you also run out of help. And nobody's gonna ever ask you for your help because you always because you're one of those people who you would never help anybody. Because you look at a helping hand in a very evil way. If somebody asks you for a helping hand, you like, you ain't gonna stab me in the back. Stab you in the back? I asked you for some help. Nah, you ain't gonna play me. Like, this is what I know about people who really ain't good people. You know, they see kind gestures or just humanitarian efforts. They look for the evil in it. Why? Because that's the evil in them. You ain't nobody gonna ever play me. Oh, you don't want to meet you. You don't want to fall for your tricks. Because obviously what you're so proud of doing to people isn't obviously that much of a proud thing, because you don't want it to be done to you. But here's the thing. You played yourself. Because people who are givers somehow always have stuff to give. They always have something to spare. Even if they give you their last, that's just their last that day. They got some more tomorrow. But people who are takers, they never wind up with anything. That's why they quote unquote surviving and in survival mode. Because they never learned how to fish for themselves in life. People tried to teach them how to fish, but they never did it. I've been in those situations where, I know people who I've helped people, and they took the help and they ran with it. Do I feel like they owe me? Absolutely not, because they took the help and they ran with it. They just needed, some guidance, some direction, maybe somebody to put in a good word for them, or to tell them where an opportunity was where in the avenue that they were looking for. And if I happen to know or have a connection or two, there you go. But I've also had people who I've helped, and they have a very much so a disdain towards me for helping them. They were real backstabbers, smiling in your face all the time. They want to take your place. Backstabbers, Gina. I didn't even know the song was real until after Martin made that clip on his show back in the day, because I wasn't into the OJs. But been down that road, right? And because I was down that road, I understood that, those people wind up in the same situation over and over and over again. You're a fool. Because now you got to talk bad about this person to the next person to get a sad story. And then that person, you do them bad, and you got to make a bad story about that person to that person. See, after so many victim stories and bad stories, people start looking at you. Because even if you ran into that many bad people consecutively, they would think, how naive are you to be in the same situation over and over and over and over and over again? And why are you in these situations depending on different people for the same exact thing? Why you ain't got that? Why don't you have that particular thing together that you went from this person to this person to this person to this person with the same issue with? How much time passed in this time frame? Was it a couple of months or was it a few years? Because if you've been having the same problem for some years, obviously you the fool. Obviously, right? And a lot of people don't want to deal with that. Sometimes you're just a fool. Like, sometimes people feel like, you're naive for helping or being a fool for someone. Sometimes if you just open, honest, and vulnerable to a person, like, you're a fool. Why would you even do that? Why? Why not? Why not? Because when you're so guarded and protected, guess what? Let me explain something to y'all. Life is like a fight. Even when you put your guards up, you're going to still get hit. I'm not saying walk around like this, but you're going to have to to get some ass, you're going to have to give some ass. You're going to have to put yourself in a vulnerable position. And people are foolish because they, who's the fool? The person who puts themselves in a vulnerable position, or the person who tries to manipulate their way into somebody letting their guard down so they can sock them. Nobody respects a person who sucker punches people. They don't. So if you're one of those people in life who like sucker punching people, guess what happens? There are no rules of engagement with you. There is no respect with you. So you wind up being a fool, because once that gets around, you fool. The person that's the giver, they have a good reputation. Let me tell you something. A good reputation could go around this world in the right circles faster and longer than gossip. Because you might not never meet the person that has a good reputation in the near future. But 5, 10 years go by, that's you. I heard about you. People remember those type of people. That goes very much so a long way. So I'm done with this one. Like, share, subscribe. Catch y'all next one. Peace.